Okay, y'all, I'm back here with another video. If y'all have been subscribed to me long enough, y'all know that when I get my hair in a wrap, when I come on this camera, it's almost never gonna be fully unwrapped, because guess what? YouTube is not worth my time doing the whole, no, so you're gonna get half of it's unwrapped, the other half's wrapped. I don't got time. But anyway, so I appreciate everybody who's been watching my reviews over the past couple days. I really do appreciate it. So we're gonna get into, for this video, I'm gonna do episodes 7 and 8. And then my next episode, I'm going to do the last episode and then give my overall thoughts on the show as a whole. All right, so let's get into episode 7. So, okay. Now, give me a second, y'all, because I'm trying to remember where I'm at. Okay, so, all right, so this is after the essay from Sid is now out there, okay? And he is pretty much getting all of these text messages from his girlfriend. Well, wait, did he get back with her? Yeah, because remember I told y'all last episode he ended up fucking her. So yeah, so he's getting all of these text messages from his girlfriend. You know, his sister is like, bitch, she want to know what's going on. Which, of course, she would know what's going on, okay? So at this time, they're all, like, during this time, everybody's, like, in line or whatever, you know, to get into school. And they're, like, going through everybody's bag. I think it's, like, random bag check day or whatever. So they're just going through everybody's stuff. And so, Sid, you know, is trying to figure out, like, who told on me, like, who snitched on me, pretty much. Who's the one who went out and told my business? So, he ends up seeing Zach. I don't know his name. I told you I'm gonna call him Zach. Okay, and he was like, you know, you're, like, one of the only people, you know, who seen my stuff. Like, was it you? So, he started getting all out with him, and he's like, bro, I would never out somebody. Like, pretty much, get the fuck out of my face with the bullshit. So, he gets out of his face. I'm going to also try to refrain from cursing as much. On my last video, when I replayed it, I said the F word. I said, I said fuck, I don't know how many times. And I'm going to try to tone that part down. I'm going to still be cursing, but I'm going to try to tone the F-bomb down. I don't know why. I was on, like, a rampage my last review. But anyway, so remember, in the last episode, Layla had went to the rabbi and was pretty much trying to figure out how was it that she can, you know, move forward in her life. And she got a lot wrong. And so she pretty much, I guess, made, like, a list of names, Layla did, of people that she wanted to, like, atone for and apologize to. Now, when she first approached, what was the girl named Rachel, at first, it was doing okay. She was doing okay. But eventually, it went from, you know, I've been acting like a bitch, but the reason I've been acting like a bitch is because you haven't been there for me. And, I mean, if you would just be there for me, then I wouldn't have to act like that. So how about you just be there for me? Rachel had the exact same face I did. Sis, no, I absolutely not. And so she had asked, you know, are you going to the BSU party that they was throwing later on? She was like, yeah, but not with you. You know, Layla throughout this whole episode was trying to atone for everybody, for quote unquote atone. But that, I will keep saying every episode, that the girl needs help. She needs, like the rabbi ended up saying, you need professional help because you're not grasping it. But she marked her off the list like she actually did something. Then we have Dom. You know, Dom, she ends up waking up real late because she was up super, hold on, first of all, that scene, this whole little scene with Dom, from Dom being up super late, when I'm telling y'all, that was my life. Now, maybe not so much in high school, towards the later part of high school, it was kind of like that, but in college, man, listen, there was one, like, year when I was in college that I literally did. I had a full-time job. I was in school full-time, and I did 2 internships at the exact same time. I wasn't getting no lick of sleep, so it just, flashbacks. Hell, even when I just got done getting my master's a couple months ago, hell, I was up late like that, period. So, flashbacks. But she ended up falling asleep. She oversleeps for her interview. She gets up, you know, she's running late, but she gets to her interview, you know, they end up talking to her. The monologue that she gave during this interview, it touched me. Because she wasn't saying not one lie. You know, she pretty much said that, you know, as Black women, we are not allowed to be angry. You know, like she was saying, you know, about how tired she was. And her being tired, it makes her angry because, bitch, I don't want to be tired. I don't want to have to do all of this just to, you know, get simple shit like keep a roof above my head, and that makes me angry. However, I'm not allowed to be angry because people take my anger and they flip it into something else. I'm like, go off, sis. And I loved how she said pretty much that we need Black psychologists, because I think she said at the time, she was like 95% of the psychologists in the city, they're like white. And I'm sorry, let me tell y'all. So I started to go to therapy late last year. Okay. But the reason why it took me so long initially to find somebody is because I had to go to a Black woman. I refused, okay, refused to go to a white woman. And it's not that a white woman psychologist couldn't help me, but I'm sorry, there's only but so much that you can really relate with me, because your walk in life is not my walk in life. Even when it comes to simple things like just like the way just the way that we speak, certain terminology, there's just certain things that you're not gonna get and you're not gonna understand. Psychologists, they're definitely trained, but I just feel like as a Black person, especially as a Black woman, you need to have another Black woman as your psychologist, because that's somebody who's gonna actually understand, because they've pretty much have walked in your shoes. Not entirely, but you get what I'm saying, from a social standpoint, they understand where you're coming from. So I do think that that's really important. And see, I wanted to be a psychologist at one point in time, but the thing is, I don't feel like being in school that long, so that's just that on that. But my boyfriend's aunt and her wife, they're both psychologists. They're, beautiful women. They're awesome. But yeah, I love that part. We need Black therapists. Please, if you want to be a Black therapist, don't be like me and be like, you don't want to go to school that long. Go, because you're needed. Please do, okay? So, I believe at this point, the only thing we kind of really see is JoJo's packing up and leaving, and she's going to end up going to, I don't know if it's a boarding school, but it's some school, and she's going to end up going to live with her dad. We see Jay, that's not really important. I'm sorry, I'm only going to get to the importance part, y'all, because I got to get this series that I got to. So let's skip over to the BSU party. Again, I think I might have said that they had a step team in the last one, but they didn't. This was the party where they had this step team at or whatever. And at this point in time, Owen, it comes up, that they're pretty much going to try to do a sit-in for Owen, to pretty much protest, the fact that he got suspended for 60 days. And everybody's in the party, everybody's cool, having a good time. Dawn ended up coming. She wasn't going to come initially, but they ended up telling her to come. She was super, super litty. Then we have, is her name Mira? I think her name's Sid's sister. I believe her name is Mira. And she's at the party too. So Sid ends up coming. She's like, oh, I'm glad that you're here, whatever. And I forgot who he was looking for. I think he was maybe looking for his girlfriend at the time. But he was like, okay, well, she's not here. I'm about to leave. And before he leaves, Orloff, Lord of the Rings Orloff, walks by and just kind of smiles at him and be like, oh, what's up? And then he start putting two and two together like, oh, he's the one who leaked my essay. So he goes outside or whatever. And I'm sorry, pause for the cause. Sid, in all reality, if you was going to confront him and you was going to push him, why you wasn't ready for a fight? Because he pushed him and all Orloff did was hook and punch him right in the nose, and then that's it. No, Sid. Because see, the way you was coming at people like you was about to put hands and feet. I don't think I put this in here too, but he had also accused the counselor of, putting out his essay earlier in the episode, and she was like, I would never do that. But my thing is, Sid, you don't approach people like that. If you're going to be putting hands, get ready to put hands fully and totally. Because when he punched him in his face, I'm like, okay, well, it's about to be what it is. But nah, Sid, you went out weak. You can't do that. If you wasn't going to be about it, then don't even approach the line. That bothered me for some reason, okay? They end up going to the hospital or whatever, and their dad comes, Sid's dad comes, and, with everything that was going on, he was like, this is a hate crime. I want to talk to the police. This is that and third. And eventually, it just comes out. Sid's like, look, he did it because I'm gay, okay? And, of course, his dad is like, that I don't believe. He's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're my son. You're my son. You're my son. You're my son. So, yeah. So, that's that. Then we switch over to the house, JoJo dad's house. I don't know who else they was at, but they was having a family dinner or whatever. Everything's going cool, calm, and collected. JoJo moms gets a call, and she's like, I don't understand what's going on. And come to find out, the DA said that they are not going to press charges. And JoJo, of course, is very, very, very upset about it. And again, like I said a couple episodes ago, I knew there would be no charges. I knew it, and we're going to get into why more on this next episode right here, right? Also, sorry, at the end of the episode, Dom also agrees because she realizes like she's so tired, she can't keep doing this shit. She pretty much goes to her mom and says that she, you know, agrees to marry, you know, the guy for the $10,000. So let's go into episode 8. Let me see, how good am I doing? Oh, yo, I'm doing amazing. It's only 10 minutes. I'm gonna be honest, these last couple episodes, who the hell is calling me? Oh, these last like 2-3 episodes, the pacing of them, I don't know if it's the pacing, but not much happened. Like, I feel like they could have wrapped all of this up a little bit faster, or maybe they could have like fleshed out the storyline a little bit better. But regardless, episode 8. Okay, so we get to episode 8. Now, Anna and all the guys are back in school. Now, I don't know if Anna actually left school for real. I think she was, because we didn't really see her. But anyway, after, you know, there's no charges, so the boys get to come back to school. Pause for the cause again. Okay. Because I've thought about this a couple of times, and I'm trying to be, like, reasonable about it. But I just... okay, granted, there were no formal charges pressed against them, right? There were no formal charges pressed against... I know damn well you are not doing that to my pillow. I'm sorry, I'm talking to my dog. Do you want to get out? Here, get out. Out. Get out. Because I'm tired of you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. See you later. This nigga was really about to make a whole spot to just sleep on my motherfucking pillow. Like he ain't got a whole cage and 10,000 pillows out there. Bye. Anyway, so... yeah, so I'm trying to be fair, right? And I understand that no formal charges from the police was given. I do, however, feel like it says a lot that Owen was suspended, right, for playing a joke. Now, granted, he was wrong. He should never touched her stuff. And the actual complainant themselves said it wasn't that big of a deal. The person that the items was stolen for said it wasn't that big of a deal. But y'all gave them 60 days and you made him go to an alternative school. But these boys get accused of rape. And they get to come back to school like everything's cool, calm, and collected. I mean, again, I understand that there was no formal charges, but do you see the discrepancy? Because I'm pretty sure if it was Owen, even if no charges would have been allowed, would have been brought, he probably wouldn't have been able to come back to that school. He probably would have never been able to step foot back into that school. They probably would have made it, oh, it's an image thing. Oh, we can't have that type of thing associated, you know, with our school, and there's just too much going on. I bet you they would have found a lot of excuses, but it is what it is. Whatever. The guys is back into school, okay? JoJo goes to the DA, okay? And everything that the DA said is everything that I felt, you know, previous to this. First of all, if you watch enough Law and Order SVU, you probably could have told that this wasn't gonna go anywhere, you know? First of all, okay, number one, as far as the physical evidence is concerned, like she said, there wasn't much, because remember how I was telling y'all in the last episode, or episode 4, after everything happened, how it was showing like how days were going by, you know, and how she was dealing with it. I think almost a week went by, you know, after she actually went to somebody. And again, this is not to blame her, because one thing I hate that people say, I hate when people always try to say, oh, well, if something happened to you, why didn't you just go to the police right away? There is about 1,000,000,010 reasons why. But the reason why people advocate for you to is because of the physical evidence. So with her waiting that long, number one, the physical evidence of whatever they did, it's not really there. Number two, the video. The video is extremely damning. And I'm talking about the video of them being in the car together. That thing is extremely damning. I mean, like, if you played that in front of a jury, in front of, like, literally in front of 12 ordinary people, they would look at it and then look at you and be like, oh, girl, what are we supposed to do here? Because look at how you're acting. Now, I'm not saying that that's correct. I'm just telling you how the defense would easily be able to sway that. That video alone is honestly all they would need to be able to show. Well, look, don't you see her initiating the contact? Don't you see her playing with the dildo on her mouth? Look at her. She clearly, that's all consensual. Now, when the DA asked her about the video, she initially said, oh, we was just all fooling around. That's right there is where the case got fucked up. Right there. Now, I guess the overall point is that that type of thing shouldn't matter, which in our reality, it shouldn't. In our reality, a woman like me, like for instance, I could go outside butt naked right now, right, and kiss every nigga on the corner. 5 niggas on each corner. But if I get to that 6th nigga and I tell him I do not want to kiss him, he can't touch me. He should not be able to touch me. But guess what? If something was to happen to me, I don't know how far that case will go, because they would be like, well, look at your history. You get what I'm saying? But in all reality, like I said, a woman should be able to go out. If a woman want to go in the middle of the street and spin 100 times in a circle naked, that does not give any man a right to walk up to her and touch her. Now, this is where I got more clarity about the Tim situation, okay? Because once she said, you know, we were just fooling around, you kind of see, like, on the side, you know, like, the boys telling their versions of the story. And, you know, Luke and George, you know, of course, they're giving her side, like, I don't understand why she's doing this. She wanted it, this, that, and third. Now, when it got to Tim, Tim did not do what he was supposed to do, in the sense of he did not speak up for her. He didn't say, okay, well, it did initially start off, you know, willingly, but by the end of it, it was something completely different. And that's where Tim fucked up. Tim fucked up right there, because if Tim wanted to do the right thing while he was in there, he should have just said that. He should have said, initially, everything was consensual. However, there was a point in time in that little altercation where it was no longer. And that's where Tim fucked up. And that's where Tim is absolutely fucking wrong, okay? He's wrong for that. He's absolutely wrong for that. So yeah, so, you know, so she kind of is listening to everything, you know, that's going on about that. And, yeah. So, then we go over to Layla, and Layla ended up getting the part for the vagina monologue. At first, she was like an understudy, but that person got sick, so she was able to go up and do it. But of course, because you're, ooh, excuse my language, but because George is so much in your, you can't motherfucking pay attention to everything else that's going on. You're not paying attention to what it is that you need to. Even when they was in class before, and, you know, the girl was up there practicing, and they have to learn ASL. You sitting here too busy texting this, that person, and that person. She had text JoJo, sorry, because I missed that part. She texted JoJo saying, oh, I'm so sorry, this, that, and third. She texted another person, and it was just all super, super surface, and it was just very fun. That little girl get on my nerves. I'm serious. Like, and I hope if y'all come back next season, which the way y'all left it, it has to be in next season, I want to see her in a therapist's office. I need to either see her in a therapist's office or in handcuffs, okay? Maybe both. Maybe both, okay? So, anyway, so yeah, so she ends up messing up her part. So they end up kicking her out. Like, girl, you gotta go. Mara, because Mara was the one who was putting together vagina monologue. You gotta go, Layla. You gotta go, because you ain't doing what you're supposed to do. So JoJo is in therapy, you know, again, and they're talking about everything that's happening, and, you know, she's saying how she's disappointed, and she glad that she did what she did, but she wished that she did, and, you know, just the typical, you know, feelings. I don't want to say typical, but, you know, just the feelings that a normal person would have after something like that happens to them. And again, I have here in my notes, number one, I want to talk about the privilege that she has and even being able to get therapy. I like the dichotomy between the fact that JoJo is a white girl. You know, I don't know how much money her people make, but clearly they make enough, you know, and she's actually able to get therapy versus Dom, who actually wants to become a therapist, and how she talks about how in our community, outside of it being like, you know, a stigmatized thing, we really don't have access to it. So I wanted to point that out. Also, again, I put in my notes during this episode, I do not know why. I empathize with JoJo, but I cannot connect with her as a character. And I'm still trying to figure out why that is. Maybe I need to go back and watch it again, and then maybe I can understand why. But throughout this entire series, I could never, ever connect with JoJo as a character. I don't know. Maybe because everything comes off so fucking surface, and I don't know. But it's something with JoJo, I just can't connect with her as a character. So sorry. So eventually, Sid's girlfriend, she comes over, and they end up having a conversation, you know. The normal thing she wants to know, you know, like, did you have sex with somebody else? Like, am I just your beard? And, you know, he was like, I do love you. Like, let's not get it twisted. I love you, but I can't love you the way I want to love you. And, of course, you know, she's upset, so she ends up leaving. Layla goes to go and see the rabbi, and, you know, she's, you know, tells the rabbi that she has apologized, but everybody's still mad at her because you didn't really apologize. Again, this girl has to be, like, she's off her rocker. She's literally and truly off her entire rocker, and we're gonna see why later, or see how even more. She's just off her rocker. So at this point in time, like, and to me, also having my notes, I just feel like you, like the rabbi said, you're looking for a quick fix. You're just looking for stuff to hurry up and go back to normal. And that's not how it works. Like she said, you gotta not just apologize, but you gotta walk and talk in that apology, and walk and talk and being that new person. You can't just give out half-hearted ass fucking apologies and think everything's gonna be kind. And so, like the rabbi said, I want you to know, I'm a spiritual advisor. Similar to Iyanla, okay? Pause for a second. Everybody keeps coming for Iyanla. And granted, Iyanla from Iyanla Fix My Life, if y'all don't know. You know, her methods might be a little crazy. But one thing Iyanla always says is that she's not a therapist. And she has many times on her show said that after that person leaves her, that they need to go to an actual therapist. She's there to just kind of give you like, kind of like shine a light on what's going on. But as far as doing the actual digging, deep, you know, getting into the kid, because, you know, like, how you were raised as a kid, you know, definitely affects how you act once you're older. But what I'm saying, once they was able to dig all into that, you know, that's not what the rabbi is there for. Same thing for y'all. You just kind of there to kind of like shine the light and kind of give like kind of a brief overview on probably how you should approach things. But again, Layla needs therapy. The rabbi ends up leaving already to take a call. This girl takes her daggone scarf and smells it. I don't know, because maybe she felt like the rabbi was like a maternal figure or something like that she can kind of like go to, because you can kind of tell by the show that she's not super close with like her mom or whatever. Like, they're cool, but you can tell she don't really connect with her. Girl, hold on. Niggas is downstairs doing the most in my apartment. I'm so sorry. But anyway, so yeah, so that girl needs therapy. Anyway, so then we move on, and, you know, John ends up seeing Dom. You know, first of all, hold on for 1 second. Dom, because it was Halloween. Let me tell you something, Dom. You did that. Whoever did the costume design for Dom did that shit. That Janet Jackson was on fucking point. Come on, give me Rhythm Nation Janet Jackson. And I'm surprised somebody, I mean, I think in real life she's like 24, something like that. But I'm surprised somebody in high school would even know to reference that. That look was everything. It was everything. It was fucking everything. And if I ever get braids again, I'm doing that for Halloween. She looked good. Anyway, so John ends up coming up to her, you know, and he's like, look, he gives her an envelope. It got like $300 in it. He's like, you know, I just kind of want to help you. And, you know, when people who do need help, you know, some people, they're not really good in receiving help because they kind of feel like you're taking pity on them, and that's the energy that she gave. She's like, I don't need your money, just leave me alone, this, that, and third. So he was like, all right, girl, all right, it's deuces to you pretty much. So he kind of sort of broke up with her a little bit. So then we have Jay and his daddy. They go to this little jazz concert or whatever. And he ends up, Jay ends up being honest and telling his dad, you know, that I didn't really get the spot. It was technically Owen's, you know. And his dad is like, man, look, I get it, but you are not about to get this opportunity up. You need to do what it is that you need to do. I love the little father, little son moment. Sid ends up going to the restaurant that his parents own, I believe. He goes in there doing dishes, and everybody's looking around like his parents is like, well, what are you doing here? If people see your face, they're going to start asking questions. And he's like, y'all not worried about my face. Let's be real. Y'all worried about the fact that I'm gay. Okay. I know we're not at the end of the show, but can I just say this? I'm going to be so honest. The more that I watch this show, my neighbor be snapping on her boyfriend. Do y'all hear them? She be snapping on him. Anyway, but I feel like, granted, I'm not part of the LGBT community, but sometimes I feel like the stories that like y'all that people do in regards to, like, you know, somebody being gay, I just feel like it's always so freaking typical. Like, not that it's not people's experiences, but I wish that they would attack it in a more nuanced way than the I'm gay, my parents don't like it. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, I wish that they would bring like more nuance to the story, because otherwise it just comes off like I don't know. It just comes off very generic. I don't know. I don't know what more I wanted from the writers, but I am kind of tired of, it's kind of like with black people too, like the same, oh, black person's poor and rise up from the ashes and come. Do you understand? I just wish there was a little bit more nuance to it. But anyway, he gets back into a little back and forth with his parents. You know, he says again, like, I'm gay. Y'all can't handle that. Whatever. Let's see. Let's move on. Then we move on to Layla again. Layla's outside with her mama, walking down the street, and her mom like ends up almost accidentally like running into like an Asian woman or whatever. She's like, oh my gosh, you scared me a little bit, you know, keeps walking. And Layla kind of picks up on that, like, you just kind of looked, you just glossed right over that woman. Like, you just glossed right over her. Like, she wasn't even there. Like, you don't even give a fuck. And one thing that she did kind of touch on is, you know, she was like, why didn't you guys make an effort to try to connect me more to my culture? Like, y'all literally, y'all some white ass people, y'all flew over to China and y'all just picked me up like I was dog and y'all left. And that begs the question. I want y'all to get in my comments because we can have a conversation about this. How do you guys feel about interracial adopting? And that's exactly what I mean. When somebody from one race adopts a child from another. Do you agree with it? Number one. If you do agree with it, do you think that it is that, like, that is the adopted parent's obligation to make sure that the child that they adopted is somewhat connected to their cultural background, you know, ethnic makeup? Personally, I do. Now, here's the thing. I do not mind people from other races, you know, so like, I'm going to snap out because they won't shut up. It's going to piss me off. Like, I don't care about your argument. Anyway. So, I don't have a problem with it, with, you know, like a white person, like, adopting a black child. I do have a problem, though, when there is no effort, like I said, to try to connect that child to, you know, their culture or to their ethnicity. Because at the end of the day, as a white person, just like how I said as a white woman, you can only help me but so much as a black woman, I feel like the same, you know, when you're white parents, there's only but so much that you can help, you know, explain to or help with your black child because you are not black. So if I feel like if you are going to be one race adopting another, you need to make an effort. I mean, a serious effort to either find somebody, a group of people, someone, a couple people that is of that person's ethnicity to help them help you guide that person. You know what I'm saying? Because again, the white family who has the black boy living out in Beverly Hills, you can only but so much help him once he leaves that bubble of Beverly Hills. The same rules no longer apply. It doesn't work the same way. So again, I'm not against it. I just think that there absolutely should be an effort on the parents' part to make more of an effort, you know, to connect that person to who it is that they are at the end of the day. So yeah, and then like I said, Dom ends up coming. I think this is the end of the episode. I'm sorry, y'all. My notes is all over the place here for this episode. At the end, I think Dom ends up agreeing, like I said, to the marriage of the guy. I think she meets him or whatever. I think she ends up meeting him or whatever. So yeah, so that's all I got for this episode. I'm gonna come back to do episode 9. I'm gonna run through it because I want to make sure I didn't miss anything, and then I'll come back with my overall thoughts of the show.